Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going on a trip into the future,
Yeah.
but buckle up because it's not about flying cars.
Right.
Well, not exactly.
Mm.
We are diving into the future of travel.
Yes, we're going to be looking at how our travel experiences might be changing in the coming years. And it's all thanks to this incredible report that you sent us from Marriott Bonvoy and the Future Laboratory.
It's so fascinating, and this report predicts some really exciting shifts,
Yeah.
like how travel is becoming less of a want and more of a need, a total reset on how we're thinking about our priorities.
Right. And that shift in priorities is even changing what we think of as luxury.
Mm,
It's not just about those fancy hotels anymore.
right.
It's about exclusivity. It's about authenticity
Mm-hmm.
and a good bit of the unexpected
Yeah.
and sustainability.
Yes.
That's not optional anymore.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets really cool.
Okay.
The report also talks about how inclusivity and affordability are shaping the travel landscape, making these incredible adventures possible for everyone, not just the select few.
Exactly.
And of course, we can't talk about the future without a little tech.
Right.
We'll also explore how AI and other cool innovations are set to really personalize your travel experiences.
That's right.
I'm so excited to unpack all of this with you.
Yes.
So let's just jump right in and talk about luxury travel and how that's evolving.
Okay.
How we're kind of ditching those traditional ideas of opulence and five-star ratings.
Yeah.
Our sources suggest that luxury travelers are actually looking for something much deeper, much more experiential.
I think that's right. And the report actually cites a Deloitte study that predicts that the global luxury travel market will hit a staggering
Wow.
$982 billion by 2030,
Wow.
or $1.1 trillion.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty clear indication that the demand for luxury travel is booming, but it's definitely taking on a whole new form.
It is. So what is actually fueling this big shift? Well, the report points to two key trends
Okay.
in the know experiences and branded hotspots. So let's start with those in the know experiences.
Cool.
Imagine like a treasure hunt, but for like the most discerning traveler.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So think discrete destinations, these kind of hidden gems that don't pop up on your typical online searches.
Right.
Places you really need to be in the know to even find them,
Yeah.
let alone experience them.
Yes. And the report gave some really incredible examples.
Okay.
Chicaro Island in Nicaragua,
Yeah.
where you're really connecting with nature, you're leaving that digital world behind.
Right.
Or North Island in the Seychelles, where privacy and that unspoiled beauty really define luxury. These places aren't just offering five-star service, they're offering something much rarer,
Yeah.
a truly authentic and exclusive experience.
And it's not just about where you go, but what you do there.
Right.
The report also points out that luxury travelers, especially millennials, are really craving experiences that enrich them personally.
Yeah.
And so, for example, you have this partnership between the Luminaire, a luxury travel agency, and Magnum Photos. They're offering travelers the chance to actually learn from world-renowned photographers in incredible locations,
Amazing.
like Mexico and Norway.
Imagine honing your photography skills while soaking in like the vibrant culture of Mexico.
Right.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, and you mentioned those branded hotspots.
Yes.
This trend is all about these luxury brands.
Yes.
Really going all out to create these ultra-exclusive, immersive events.
Right.
It's almost like stepping into the world of the brand itself.
Exactly.
One example from the report is a Cartier event in Toledo, Spain.
Oh, wow.
They hosted private runway shows
Wow.
and even a Black Eyed Peas concert for their VIP guests.
Now that is what I call an exclusive experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a smart move. These events foster a sense of community among the brand's most valued customers.
Yeah.
And it builds that fierce loyalty.
It does.
It's about crafting a relationship that goes beyond simply buying a product.
Yes.
And this approach is really gaining traction, especially in the Middle East.
Oh, interesting.
The report actually notes that over half of luxury travelers in the UAE and Saudi Arabia expect these kinds of added value experiences when staying at high-end resorts.
I see.
Yeah,
So it sounds like the very definition of luxury is really being redefined.
I think so.
It's less about the material and more about authenticity, exclusivity, and personal growth.
Absolutely. And that shift toward more meaningful travel leads us perfectly into the next big pillar,
Okay.
ethical escapes.
Mm.
We've all heard about sustainable travel,
Yeah.
but this report argues that it's become more than just a trend.
Right.
It's an expectation.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
The report cites a mental statistic that 58% of global consumers are more environmentally conscious now because of the extreme weather events that we've all been experiencing.
Right.
Sustainability isn't a buzzword anymore.
It's not.
It's a core value.
It is, yeah.
So that's where ethical escapes come in.
Mm.
The report identifies 3 trends shaping this new wave of conscious travel: community consciousness, conservation climates, and light flight.
Okay.
And the best part is these aren't limitations,
Right.
but opportunities to craft a richer travel experience.
That's right.
So let's dive into those. I'm curious to hear more about community consciousness.
Okay.
What does that actually look like in practice?
Well, it's all about travelers seeking out experiences that benefit the local communities that they're visiting.
Okay.
So think about giving back, engaging authentically with the culture, making a positive impact.
Yeah.
And the report features this great example,
Okay.
the JW Marriott Masai Mara Lodge in Kenya.
Oh, yeah.
They actually developed the lodge in partnership with the local community. They prioritize showcasing that local culture,
Mm-hmm.
and they support small businesses through initiatives like the Maya Trust.
I love that.
Yeah, it's win-win.
Yeah.
The community benefits and travelers gain a deeper understanding and connection with the place that they're visiting.
Absolutely. Now, what about conservation climates? I'm really
Yeah.
intrigued by that one.
Yeah, this trend focuses on destinations that make smart conservation efforts a priority without compromising the tourism benefits.
Right.
It's about striking that crucial balance,
Yeah.
enjoying a place while ensuring that it's protected for future generations.
Right. The report highlights the W Costa Navarino in Greece
Mm-hmm.
and the Juvet Landscape Hotel in Norway as great examples.
Yeah.
These hotels are actually designed to seamlessly integrate with their natural surroundings,
Yeah.
minimizing their environmental impact.
And even Marriott Bonvoy is making some pretty impressive strides.
Yeah.
They've pledged to cut food waste in half by 2025,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really making a conscious effort to utilize renewable energy sources whenever possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's encouraging to see these large companies stepping up to the plate.
It is. Now, for light flight, I think this one really resonates with a lot of travelers who are concerned about their environmental footprint.
Absolutely. This trend is all about embracing slower, more sustainable modes of transportation. So think train journeys, scenic bike routes, even exploring a destination on foot.
Yeah, and the report mentions some companies that are making waves in this space, like Byway and Slow Travel Experience. They're curating these incredible flight-free itineraries
Right.
that really emphasize savoring the journey, not just reaching the destination.
And it's catching on. The report notes that slow travel is gaining serious popularity, particularly in the Middle East.
I love that. It's about slowing down, appreciating the journey, connecting with those landscapes you pass through, and just reducing your impact on the planet.
It really is a shift in perspective
Yes.
from getting there
Yeah.
to being present
Yes.
throughout the entire journey.
Absolutely. So we've talked about luxury and we've talked about sustainability. Now let's move on to another really vital aspect of future travel:
Okay.
equitable itineraries.
This is something I'm really passionate about. It's
Yeah,
about making sure that travel is accessible and welcoming to everyone, no matter their age, background, or abilities.
Right. And the report really emphasizes that inclusivity is no longer just a box to tick.
It's not.
It's about creating travel experiences that are genuinely welcoming and enjoyable for everyone.
That's right.
And the report breaks this concept down into 2 key trends:
Okay.
solo sojourns and reframing affordability. So let's start with those solo sojourns. This is a trend we're seeing more and more these days.
Absolutely. Solo travel is booming,
It is.
fueled by millennials seeking adventure
Right.
and older generations that have the time and resources to explore the world on their own terms.
Yes, and companies are responding to this demand.
Yeah.
The report highlights the We Road collection, which actually specializes in group trips for solo travelers, offering these curated itineraries to destinations across the globe.
Right.
They're making solo travel more accessible and more social.
That's great.
Now let's talk about reframing affordability.
Okay.
This is a topic that is undoubtedly top of mind for many travelers,
It is.
especially with the current economic climate.
Yeah. And the report acknowledges those economic pressures facing travelers, urging brands to really prioritize accessibility without sacrificing quality.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot where value and experience meet.
The report highlights initiatives like Skyscanner's Destination Decider, which helps travelers discover budget-friendly alternatives to those popular and often very expensive destinations.
Right.
And let's not forget the role of those loyalty programs like Marriott Bonvoy.
Right.
They provide travelers with rewards and discounts that can really make those dream trips a reality.
It's all about thinking outside the box and finding those creative ways to make travel accessible, even when budgets are tight.
It is.
Yeah.
And these equitable itineraries are just one piece of the puzzle.
Hmm.
The report also delves into travel as a pathway to a better life, what they call destination well-being.
Okay, so we're moving beyond simply making travel accessible
Yes.
to exploring travel that actually enhances our well-being.
Exactly.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So we left off talking about those sentient spaces, these hotel rooms that use AI to become your own personal haven.
It's true, and I think it's a natural progression,
Yeah.
Our homes are getting smarter all the time with all these connected devices.
Right.
So it makes sense that our hotel rooms would follow suit.
That makes sense. But let's break it down a little bit more. Like, how does AI actually personalize a travel experience? It's not like it can read our minds.
Yeah. Well, not yet anyway. But AI is really good at picking up on patterns and making predictions based on data.
Okay, so kind of like how those streaming services suggest shows based on what you've watched before?
Exactly. AI can look at your past travel bookings, your social media activity, even your browsing history
Wow.
to create a profile of what you like.
And then use that to suggest destinations, hotels, activities, maybe even restaurants that fit your taste.
Precisely. It's like having a personal travel concierge,
Yeah.
one that knows your preferences even better than you do.
That's amazing, although a little bit creepy, too, if you think about it.
It can be both, but the key is that you're in control.
Right.
You get to choose how much information you share and how much you want AI to actually guide your travel experience.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm planning a trip to Italy. How could AI help me out?
Well, let's say you're a foodie who loves art and history. AI could put together an itinerary that includes cooking classes in Tuscany, visits to Renaissance masterpieces in Florence, maybe even some wine tastings in the Chianti region.
And it could find those amazing restaurants that only locals know about.
Exactly. AI can take all the stress out of planning
Mm-hmm.
and free up your time to just enjoy the trip.
I can see why that would be appealing, but what about those travelers who love being spontaneous,
Yeah.
who don't want to have their trip planned down to the minute?
AI can handle that too.
Yeah.
It can give you a bunch of different options based on your interests.
Okay.
And you can decide whether to follow those suggestions or go your own way.
So it's like having a guide who's there if you need them, but doesn't make you stick to a rigid schedule.
Exactly. It's all about empowering travelers with information and choices.
I'm really starting to see the potential here, but I do have to ask.
Yeah.
What about the human side of travel? Will AI replace travel agents and tour guides entirely?
That's a question a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
AI is a powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
but it can't fully replace that human connection.
So it's more about AI making the jobs of travel professionals easier rather than replacing them altogether.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, AI can handle all the tedious stuff,
Yeah.
like research and bookings, like
Yeah.
allowing travel agents and tour guides to provide a much higher level of personal service and expertise.
Right. They can focus on building relationships with their clients, crafting those truly unique experiences, and sharing their insights in a way that AI just can't.
Exactly.
So we're not going to be seeing robots leading tours and checking us into hotels anytime soon.
I don't think so. It's more about AI working behind the scenes to elevate the travel experience,
Mm-hmm.
to make it smoother,
Yeah.
more personalized,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately more enjoyable for everyone.
I think that's a future we can all get excited about.
Yeah.
Now, moving on from those big picture AI applications, the report also dives into some specific technologies that are changing how we travel.
Okay.
What are some of those?
Well, one example is biometric technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's already being used for things like passport control and
Right.
airport security.
Right.
But the report suggests that we'll see it even more integrated into the travel experience as a whole.
So things like using facial recognition to check into your hotel or even board your flight.
Exactly. It can streamline the whole process and make things much more efficient.
I can definitely see the appeal of that. No more fumbling for your passport or boarding pass.
Exactly.
And then there's augmented reality, or AR.
Hmm.
It has huge potential to enhance travel. Imagine walking down a street in a new city and holding up your phone
Yeah.
and seeing information about historical landmarks pop up,
So
or to get directions overlaid on the real-time view from your camera.
exactly, like having your own personal tour guide right in your pocket.
It is.
Yeah.
And AR can also be used to create more immersive travel experiences.
Right.
Some museums and historical sites are already using AR to bring exhibits to life, allowing visitors to interact with artifacts and learn about history in a much more engaging way.
That's right.
Okay, I need to see this in action. Any specific examples?
Well, the National Museum of Singapore uses AR to enhance its storytelling for visitors,
Hmm,
creating a much more interactive and engaging experience.
I see.
And some travel companies are experimenting with AR to allow travelers to preview hotel rooms or even destinations before they book.
That's really cool.
It is.
So these technologies aren't just futuristic concepts.
Well,
They're already being implemented in real-world settings.
they are. And the possibilities are endless. We're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what technology can do to transform the travel experience.
This has been a mind-blowing exploration of how tech is shaping the future of travel.
Yeah,
From sentient spaces to AI-powered travel planning, it's clear that technology is set to make travel more personalized, seamless, and immersive than ever before.
you're absolutely right. And as technology continues to evolve,
Mm-hmm.
we can expect even more exciting innovations to emerge,
Right.
fundamentally changing the way we experience the world.
But before we get too carried away with all the amazing possibilities,
Yeah,
let's take a moment to acknowledge that technology isn't a magic bullet.
right.
There are some potential downsides to consider as well.
That's a really important point. As with any powerful tool, technology can be used in ways that are both beneficial and detrimental.
For example, like excessive reliance on technology could
Right.
lead to a decline in human connection,
Hmm.
a loss of those serendipitous encounters that often make travel so special.
That's true.
And there are also concerns about data privacy and security.
Yeah.
As more of our personal information is collected and analyzed by AI, we need to be mindful of how that data is being used and protected.
We do.
And what about the digital divide?
Yeah.
As technology becomes more and more integrated into the travel experience, we need to make sure it's accessible to everyone,
Right.
not just those who are tech savvy or have access to the latest gadgets.
Absolutely. It's crucial that we prioritize inclusivity and ensure that everyone can benefit from these technological advancements, regardless of their age, background, or abilities.
These are all really important considerations. So as we embrace the exciting potential of technology,
Right.
we also need to be mindful of these potential pitfalls and strive to use technology in a way that benefits everyone.
I completely agree. It's about finding that balance,
Mm.
harnessing the power of technology while preserving that human connection
Yes.
and ensuring that travel remains an enriching and fulfilling experience for all.
Well said. Now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how all these future travel trends we've been discussing
Yeah.
will play out in specific destinations around the world.
Mm.
What are some of the places that are really leading the charge in these areas?
That's a great question, and that's exactly what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait. Stay tuned as we take a closer look at how these trends are shaping the travel landscape in exciting destinations across the globe.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been on this incredible journey exploring the future of travel, from how technology is changing how we travel to the rise of sustainable and inclusive travel trends.
It's been really cool to see how these trends are reshaping everything, but let's get specific.
Yeah.
I want to dive into some real-world examples and see how these ideas are playing out in destinations around the world.
Me too. So let's start with luxury travel.
Okay.
The report highlighted some truly unique destinations that are catering to those in-the-know experiences we talked about. Absolutely. Places like Jacaro Island in Nicaragua and North Islands in the Seychelles, they're great examples.
Mm-hmm.
They prioritize privacy,
Yeah.
untouched natural beauty,
Yeah.
and those really hyper-personalized experiences that these discerning travelers are craving.
Yeah. It's all about escaping the crowds and embracing a slower pace of life.
Right.
A world away from those mega resorts that used to be like synonymous with luxury.
And speaking of escaping the crowds, the report also discussed the rise of those discrete destinations.
Yes.
These are intentionally under-the-radar locations,
Right.
those hidden gems that aren't splashed all over social media,
Mm-hmm.
which makes them even more appealing to those seeking exclusivity.
It's like a secret society of travel, where only those in the know are privy to the true treasures.
Exactly, and it's not just about the destination itself, but the really curated experiences within those destinations.
Like those immersive workshops offered by the Luminaire and Magnum photos,
Yes.
where travelers can learn from world-renowned photographers in these breathtaking locations around the world.
Or those exclusive events hosted by luxury brands like Cartier,
Yes.
offering private fashion shows and concerts to their VIP guests.
These experiences create a real sense of belonging,
They do.
of being part of something truly special.
And that's precisely what luxury travel is evolving into.
Yes.
It's no longer about material possessions,
Right.
but about cultivating memories and connections that will last a lifetime.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about sustainable travel.
Yeah.
You know, it's clear that travelers are increasingly unwilling to compromise their values for a vacation.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And destinations are responding by prioritizing conservation efforts and community engagement.
We discussed the JW Marriott Masai Mara Lodge in Kenya earlier. It's a fantastic example of a hotel that's really deeply rooted in its community.
They've partnered with local organizations.
Yeah.
They've created jobs for the community.
Right.
And they're truly committed to showcasing the rich culture of the Masai Mara.
And then there's the W Costa Navarino in Greece,
Right.
built with sustainable materials and designed to really blend seamlessly with its natural surroundings.
Right.
These are just a couple of examples, but they really highlight this growing trend of hotels and resorts putting sustainability and social impact at the forefront.
They are. And it's not just limited to hotels.
Right.
The report also highlighted the rise of slow travel,
Yes.
where travelers are actually opting for trains, bikes, and even walking tours instead of planes.
It's all about slowing down, savoring the journey, connecting with those landscapes you pass through,
Right.
and really minimizing your carbon footprint.
And this trend is especially popular in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
with its well-developed rail network and this growing appreciation for those slower, more mindful travel experiences.
Speaking of Europe, the region is also leading the way when it comes to accessibility and affordability in travel.
It is.
It's great to see destinations recognizing that travel should be within reach for everyone,
Yeah,
regardless of budget or background.
absolutely. Initiatives like Skyscanner's Destination Decider,
Mm.
which helps travelers find budget-friendly alternatives
Mm-hmm.
to those really popular, often pricey destinations,
Right.
are making a real difference.
And loyalty programs like Marriott Bonvoy, offering rewards and discounts that can really make travel more attainable, are playing a crucial role.
And there's also this growing trend of hotels and resorts catering specifically to solo travelers,
Yeah.
with dedicated itineraries and social events that make it easier to connect with others.
It's all about breaking down barriers and making travel a more inclusive and welcoming experience for everyone.
It is.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive,
Sure.
let's touch on one final but incredibly important aspect of the future of travel:
Okay.
well-being.
Because travel should be about more than just checking destinations off a bucket list.
Exactly. It should be about nourishing our mind, body, and soul.
It should.
The report showcased some amazing hotels and resorts that are integrating wellness into every aspect of the guest experience.
Like Westin Hotels and Resorts,
Hmm.
with its 6 pillars of well-being.
Yes.
Sleep well, eat well, move well, feel well, work well, and play well.
Love it.
They're giving guests the tools they need to really prioritize their well-being while on the road.
And then there's the Hastings Sleep Spa in Portugal, offering personalized sleep consultations and guidance on how to wind down,
That's right.
recognizing that restful sleep is the foundation of overall well-being.
It is.
These are just a few examples, but they really highlight this growing trend of hotels and resorts going above and beyond to prioritize the well-being of their guests.
It's about creating spaces where travelers can truly relax,
Yeah.
rejuvenate, and return home feeling refreshed and inspired.
So as we've discovered, the future of travel is incredibly dynamic and full of possibilities.
It is.
It's a future where travel is more personalized, more sustainable,
Right.
more equitable,
Yeah.
and more focused on well-being.
And it's a future that we can all help to shape by making those conscious choices about how and where we travel.
Absolutely. As you plan your next adventure, consider these trends, explore new destinations. Yeah.
Embrace new technologies, and most importantly,
Travel with intention.
that's it for our deep dive into the future of travel. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and are feeling inspired to explore the world with fresh eyes.
Until next time, happy travels.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through the future of travel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more insights and updates. Visit Tourism, Capturing the Scene of Knowledge, a comprehensive website delivering the latest travel trends and innovations. Accelerate your mastery of the tourism industry, all in one place. Navigate through a vast showcase of comprehensive business-oriented tourism content, 99% pure industry intelligence, and 1% academic, curated for discerning professionals. Why subscribe to Tourism? Capturing the Scene of Knowledge. Make informed decisions. Instantly access key reports and insights from top sources across the tourism industry. No research required. All in one place. Why split your attention? A single subscription gives you easy access to thousands of reports, videos, and infographics just as effortlessly as watching a 30-second ad. Save time with curated searches. Time is money. Let our subscription save you both by delivering valuable insights directly without the endless search. Until next time, happy travels.